I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you're doing in our neck of the woods, but you better scram, you amphibian. I don't like the way you're talking about me. And I'm here because I am going to do all in. Where's the fury? But Kiruk Island in wet, and there is nothing you can do about it. Well then, I think you better go turn around and meet me friend Nigel. He got something to say.
That's right, you better get on out of here before I beat you up and send you to the swamp where you came from, you mangy little corpse.
It's right, you don't ask for it now. I'm Matt. This is Killer Carl, and welcome to. Hey, me, Matt here. This is Killer Kyle. This is Winston. Hello, how's everyone today? The fuck? That's a very bad boy. Dog. You don't. What the fuck? So, today we talk about, well, just did emergence. Yeah. So, we're gonna talk about All Out.
Yeah.
All in.
All in Wembley Stadium. And you know, I was watching a video of Simon Miller, and he was talking about, it was just a weird thing now of wrestlers that were at the very first All In. And here we are, 5 years later, from the very first All In. It's going to be at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 plus people.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, I saw a review months ago about it, and it's like, yeah, they're not gonna be able to do that, and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, give it time. I mean, they had months to prepare for these matches.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, when you look at Wembley Stadium, you have SummerSlam 1992. Before that, you have Live Aid. You have the Foo Fighters at one point, a couple of years ago. Now you have All In.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the matches are going to be stellar.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a pack card.
AEW always knows how to put on a good show.
Oh, God, yeah. So, there's no time like the present. But by the way, no stuffed animals were harmed in the making of that skit.
Will I feast on my s'mores burrito?
Oh, yeah. So obviously we know the first match, the opener, if you will, the pre-show. You have the Ring of Honor, tag team titles. You've got Aussie Open versus, for some reason, MJF and Adam Cole, baby!
Yeah. I mean, we all know by now, having watched Dynamite the last few weeks, Adam Cole and MJF are going to main event for the world title. But MJF was like, you know what? I want a little more gold. So why don't we challenge for the, like, okay, they had the match with FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles. That match didn't go the way of Cole and MJF, who won the tag title eliminator tournament. So like, alright, at All In, let's go for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles in Aussie Open. And it's like, okay, interesting concept. At least Adam Cole was talking about how he's never held the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. So it's like, okay. Matt and I have discussed this before. We don't see MJF and Adam Cole winning the Ring of Honor Tag titles.
Nope.
That being said, with the things that have happened leading up to this event, and what could come of this match leading into the main event, I mean, Adam Cole and MJF have done a really good job at building up the main event match itself. So, whatever the outcome of the tag title match is, it'll fuel the fire more, in my opinion, for the main event match.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there's really nothing more I can say. And it's kind of one of those things where they predetermine what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. There is not going to be MJF 2 belts, Adam Cole 2 belts. There's no way that's going to happen.
No.
So, yeah. As it stands right now, we know who we pick.
Ozzy.
Oi, oi, oi!
So now we're going to this match, and the second match for the 0 hour, the pre-show.
Yeah.
Jack Perry defending the FTW Championship against Hook.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a matter of time before Jack Perry was going to turn heel. And it's not exactly how I pictured it, but he has the FTW title. He took on Rob Van Dam. And it's like, yeah, I could have taken on some other people, but this match is warranted. Like, I think he's done enough to Hook where it will be interesting to see what happens. And I mean, Rampage is happening tonight, so to speak, right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
You could have probably Taz get involved, although I don't think he wants to get involved in anything anymore, except for commentary, but
yeah,
that's his kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that Hook is going to get his revenge.
Yeah.
And he's going to recapture the FTW title. That doesn't mean necessarily that I think Jack Perry's a shitty wrestler. He's not, obviously, but he can go on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I mean, he could go for the TNT title. Or, Providence and the Kid have the AEW World title.
Yes, but also the international title.
That as well, yes.
But I think time will tell.
Yeah.
I think he's a hell of a wrestler, and I think that he will get those titles eventually, so let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
We both agree, Hook.
Let's go to for the AEW Tag Team titles. Now the Ring of Honor and the AEW World titles defended on this night. The Ring of Honor Tag titles defended on the pre-show. And this is going to open the show. The rubber match. FTR versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a good match. I mean, it is a rubber match, and I know that in the last prediction video, I kind of went off on this match that is coming up because it just seems like they've wrestled forever. I mean, FTR and the Young Bucks have had some matches in the past. They haven't wrestled in a while. Now I know that Cash Wheeler has had his incident, and that's apparently fine. So yeah, it's gonna be a good match for sure. Definitely two different styles. Is it time for the Young Bucks to get the titles back?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a good match for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're both very good. I don't know who to pick.
Yeah.
Like, on one hand, you have one team that's like a high-flying, like, new, like, style, and then you have another team that's very old school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a hard one to pick.
Yeah,
unfortunately. W Women's title. We've got the Japanese Hiroko Kushida versus the Australian Tony Storm versus the Brit Saraya versus the American Britt Baker.
Yeah. When I saw who it was going to be in this match, my hamster was on the wheel.
Ooh.
I don't see Tony Storm getting the title back right away. Saraya, yeah. So in my opinion, it'll either be Shida retains, or if you're going to put the title on somebody, more than likely, it'd probably be Brett. My honest opinion is Shida's going to retain. She literally won the title, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
The 200th episode of Dynamite?
That is true. Yeah, you know what? Shida will retain. Like Kyle said, I don't see Tony Storm going over. Saraya, not yet. Yes.
Yeah.
They're in England, but it's not really time for Shida to lose the title.
No.
Britt Baker has already had the title.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? Hiroko Shida's gonna win.
This match, ooh, buddy. You got Darby Allin and Sting versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage in a coffin match.
So let me get this straight. You have AR Fox turning heel. You have the thing where they go into what's-his-face's garage, where he's having a wrestling match, doing training, and they beat the shit right out of him. To where last week, you have AR Fox go right back to being a babyface? And hugging Darby Allin? Seriously? Nothing to take away from Christian Cage or anything like that, but you had a perfectly good match. And this horse shit right here could have waited. But for some dumb fuck reason, we're gonna do the whole WWE thing of, hey, let's give everybody amnesia and pretend this shit didn't happen. So, I just don't understand it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was bullshit, and it shouldn't have happened. It made absolutely no goddamn sense. Air Fox could have stayed with Swerve. It would have been fine, but nope, we couldn't do that for one goddamn minute. Once again, I think Swerve and Christian are gonna have a good match. I think Darby Allin and Sting are a hell of a good tag team. In fact, seeing Joker Sting kidnap Prince Nana was a good excitement.
Yeah.
But that whole thing was the shits. It could have waited.
Yeah, I guess.
But for my money, it's gonna be Darby Allin and Sting.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty silly to have a match with Swerve and AR Fox against Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. They AR Fox and Swerve lose, and Swerve be like, and this was a test. And I can't trust you. I can't trust you now. I can't trust you, the biggest match of my career. So you're out. You're fired. Well, Nana fired him. Nana, like, na.
Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
And then Christian come out with the source, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, Darby and Sting for the win.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact, and yes, I'm going to bring it up now, because the rumors have been swirling, and he denies all of it, but that means there could be a possible debut of one Adam Copeland.
Maybe.
Because I know that he and Christian are still friends,
Oh yeah.
best friends, and it'll either be against or with Christian Cage. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, we haven't seen Adam in any other company. Well, we had that jobber match or so in WCW back in the day.
Yeah.
But it would be pretty fucking cool if this happens at All In.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that he will never be the rated R superstar again.
Yeah.
For now.
For now, got it. Now we're going to the six-man tag match. Got the Golden Elite of Kenny Omega, Hangman on the Page, and Kota Ibushi versus Inosuke Takeshita, Juice Robinson, and Switchblade Jay White.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And look, you have the history with Adam Page and Kenny Omega dating back to Ring of Honor. Hell, let's go to Japan when they were in the Bullet Club. It's one of those things where, and then you have Juice Robinson and Jay White. And it's like, these two teams are gonna beat the absolute shit out of each other. And so I think, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm gonna say the Bullet Club.
Okay.
Like Kenny Omega and Adam Cole are awesome, but yeah, I mean, there can be some cheating tactics involved.
Yeah, more Bullet Club Gold, I should say.
Stadium Stampede, we've got Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Seattle Miedo, taking on the Blackpool Combat Club, and
so you got Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta,
best friends,
and Pantalo Miedo, Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Willie Yuta, and they returned Santana and Ortiz.
Hell yeah, brother.
I honestly thought I would never see those two again.
Yeah, me too, actually. I mean, the rumor was that they were no longer speaking to each other, and I don't think that, yeah, they just didn't want to be in the same room together. They weren't gonna wrestle again, and, you know, they could have went anywhere, but they didn't. So to see them coming back, not only that, but turning heel on Eddie Kingston and Seattle, you know, Penta, and, you know, so it's just like, this match is gonna be war.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I would normally say that Blackpool Combat Club is gonna win, but I could see Eddie and Ray Phoenix and Best Friends and Penta win this match for sure.
Yeah, could easily see that happen.
It's gonna be a fucking good match, and I mean, the shit that Eddie could do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both those guys and Blackpool Combat Club, and we haven't seen Santana and Ortiz for a year.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see if they have any ring rust. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good match, a great match, a bloody match for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And the fact that it's going to be at Wembley Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what this match is going to entail, because there's already going to be people in the crowd. So it's like, I mean, I can't remember how huge Wembley is.
Oh, it's a big ass. I would say a highly anticipated match. Will Ospreay returning to his home country and having this match against the Ocho, the Demo God, the whatever fucking the other nickname this
The Ayatollah of rock and roll. You know,
Chris Jericho.
Yep. He'll throw a fireball in your face because he's a wizard.
Right.
You know, yeah. And the whole thing with Don Callis, I thought was gonna suck.
Right.
But when they had the whole thing, Chris Jericho and Don Callis, where Chris was going to join the family.
Yeah.
And turns out that,
He said yes,
yeah,
and apparently Don thought Jericho was going to say no, as I assumed it was going to go, and it didn't. And then, you know, there's this thing in the ring, and, you know, Jericho says yes, and Don's like, alright, let's go here and celebrate and get champagne and have women around and blah, 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 blah. She goes like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's a painting of you and I and Bad News Island.
yeah.
You know, and I'll have it sent to your house or whatever the fuck. And then Jericho takes off the cover and it's a photo of Don Callis with Jericho's head in his hand. And they went the fuck off on each other.
Oh, fuck yeah. And I mean, Yeah, it's one of those things too where, they go jaw jacking and Chris beats the shit out of Don after Don bitch slaps him, and then out comes Takeshita and those other guys, and and then you have the whole thing, the contract signing with Jericho and Ospreay, and I mean, Will Ospreay cutting his own promo and just the fire,
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and even Chris, like, here's a guy who told Will to calm the fuck down and not wrestle as hard as he did because he would end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about that. But the fact is that this match is going to be gold.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a backstory. And the fact that these two are planning on wrestling in 2017, I think it was?
No, it was 2021.
Okay.
During the pandemic.
Right. This match is going to be cool. I know that Chris Jericho is going to come up to Fozzy, his band.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Yeah.
But
we'll see how that goes.
I honestly think Will Ospreay is going to pull it off. Not for the fact that it's in his home country, but the fact that he is one of those guys that could easily jump ship to AEW.
Ospreay said that in, I think, 6 months' time, his New Japan contract is up.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I have no doubt in my mind Ospreay will sign with AEW. I mean, fuck, he's already got his buddies there, Aussie Open.
Yeah.
For the real world title. Once again, you're going to have CM Punk versus Samoa Joe.
Yep. Well, once again, we're doing this shit again. Hey! I got taken out because I'm a pussy and I got verbal diarrhea and I didn't lose the title, so we're gonna give I'm gonna leave and then they're gonna give the title to MJF, but I'm the real champion. Fuck you.
Right.
You did the same thing with John Cena in 2011.
Yeah.
And look, whether Phil is in the wrong or right, who fucking cares? Because the fact of the matter is that he got let go. And yeah, maybe the others should have been let go as well. But they stripped the title off of him, and they had to have a champion. So let's have a match, and then MJF wins the title. You want to go further than that? We already did a rant about it. When it was John Moxley and CM Punk.
Yeah.
That's what fucking led up to the whole thing! You're 45 years old! Start acting like it! This is big boy land! You're not the champion! You just spray painted an X on a title! And look, you've got Samoa Joe, who is the television champion. And you know what? I hope he chokes your ass out. I used to look up to you. You fucking piece of shit jabroni. Yeah. You know what? Samoa Joe.
I mean, I wish there was a little more backstory to this. I mean, yeah, okay. Punk was the champion at the time, so this all happened. And then he got injured, so, they had put the title on MJF. MJF is, the champion. And then when Punk returned, he, had this red bag in his hand, and then, having matches, but like we don't know what was in the bag. And then, you know, like 3 weeks later, I'll say, or so, he's doing an interview with Tony Schiavone, and he pulls a AEW World Title out of the bag and spray paints it with his mark, and it's like, okay. Yes, he didn't lose the title. Yes, he didn't get pinned or submitted for the title. But, like, are you really the real world champion? Because, like, you know, what is it? You needed a title for Collision and you have Punk on Collision. It's like, well, okay, Punk never lost the title, so we'll have him with the championship, and he can call himself the real world champion. I mean, fuck. This is going back to 92? 93? When Ric Flair won, or was it 91?
It was 91.
And he was saying he was the real world champion? Well, this is just a carbon copy of that in AEW. So, like, what? And a bunch of two. Punk probably got the damn title off of AEW Shop.com. Like,
well, I'll give you one better. 1993. No, 1994. Shawn Michaels gets himself in trouble. He leaves. They have a battle royal because Shawn Michaels was supposedly stripped of the Intercontinental title. And Razor Ramon wins. Shawn Michaels comes back with the Intercontinental Championship, the full Intercontinental Championship. I mean, in that case, we wouldn't have had the epic ladder match at WrestleMania 10. But once again, you get this childish piece of shit at the time whining because he was still the champion, even though he was stripped of it. But they had to have a fucking champion because that's the way it works in the business. If you get stripped, that's your own goddamn fault, even if you were in the right. Unfortunately, that's what happened with CM Punk. So MJF took the title, or had the match with whoever it was, and he became the champion. So, I don't care. I still won't change my answer.
Meh, yeah, I mean, will this be a good match? Sure will. Do I care about the championship? Fuck no. No, a 6-man tag match for the AEW World Series titles. The House of Black versus the Acclaimed and, oh, not daddy ass, one badass Billy Gunn.
Oh, you didn't know.
Your ass better call somebody.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he was able to keep that.
Yeah, really.
I mean, look, here's a guy that is still in relatively good shape.
At 50?
57, I think. Regardless, he's still in very good shape.
57, he seems younger than that to me. He could be 57.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, there was a point where I thought he was 60.
You're right.
But anyhow, here's a guy that his age is in very good shape.
Right.
And the fact that he goes, he retires, was complete stupidity, in my opinion. But you look at this guy and you go, okay, he's going for the triple championship. That's kind of stupid. He should go for a singles title. He's never really had, well, I think he was hardcore champion. Okay, yes, he was also Intercontinental champion,
Right.
I believe. But here's a guy that has had a stellar career, whether it was with the Smoking Guns or the New Age Outlaws. So, I mean, and he's done a very good job at being with the Acclaimed. Yeah, I know there was some issues with him and his sons, and there was a heel turn for a cup of coffee. But this match is going to be awesome, and yeah, you know what? As much as I like the House of Black, you know what? They claimed in Badass Billy Gunn for the win.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not? The House of Black have held the trios titles for, what, fucking 6 months?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think maybe it's due time for new champs.
It's due time for new champs. So with that, Sesame Daddy J! Ah!
Main event time.
Oh yeah? Wow. Now we have the main event, AEW World Title. We've got MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, versus Adam Cole, baby!
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, you have Adam Cole cut that promo a couple weeks ago. He says, I have to win any means necessary. You go back to, like, right before these two team together, and you have Roderick Strong go, what the hell are you doing? And then Adam's like, I got this. It's just for one night, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, one night turns into 2, turns into 3.
Turns into several weeks.
So, yeah, and they work very well together. And look, I think that Maxwell cut a very good promo in the ring.
Right.
Like, look, I was a bully. I've been bullied since I was a kid, and then that made me a bully, so therefore I am an arrogant asshole, and that's how I treat people. That's a very good point. You see people like that in real life.
Yeah.
So, MJF turns a new leaf, and I think he's good at it. Now, if you watched the interview with Renee Young, you have the first one with MJF. He seemed very, like, passionate.
Yes.
Very happy to be the best friend of Adam Cole.
Right.
Whereas you watch the interview with Renee and Adam Cole kind of felt like rattled.
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen is gonna be a reminiscent of WrestleMania 17 in a way. And it's kind of fitting because Austin will sell a soul. I think that, yeah, it's going to be a double turn. Well, I mean, MJF is already babyface. But yeah, I think Adam Cole is going to turn on MJF and join the kingdom once again with Roderick Strong.
I mean, you could see that. It'd be interesting.
Now, that's not to say that maybe MJF turns his back on Adam.
Does it show his true colors?
Yeah. Which, in my opinion, would suck. Just because, yeah, you know, at first I thought it was kind of all a ruse. But at the same time, it's like, it fits. It fits now. I'm used to seeing MJF as a face.
Right.
So to have him go right back to being a heel would just be a waste.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's that.
Right.
So here's another thing that Because I was watching, I can't remember what YouTuber it was, so I was watching this guy and he said, what if Adam Cole loses and then after the match just beats the shit right out of MJF?
I mean, that could happen as well. I think there's several different variables that could happen in this match. You know, have MJF do some dirty tactics and, you know, retain the title over Adam. Maybe, you know, the fans turn on Adam and, you know, push MJF further as a babyface and, you know, have, you know, a Kingdom 2.0
Yeah.
with Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, and Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
You could see MJF retain the title and Cole beat the shit out of him. Fuck, what's not to say Adam Cole wins the title from MJF and MJF beat the shit out of Adam Cole after the match. You know, there's several different variables and several different ways you can go with this match.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're portraying the best friend thing really well, but also you listen to things they've had to say leading up to the match, you know, how passionate both of them have been. It's like, you know, Adam Cole will do whatever it takes to become champion, and MJF will do whatever it takes to remain champion.
Yeah.
So, what will become their friendship and that after the match, we'll see.
Yeah. You know, it's another thing to go, we're not going to have a match, we're going to have the match.
Yeah.
But in saying that, it better be very damn good.
Yes, for sure.
You know, you've got to put up or shut up
Yep.
if you're going to call it the match.
Yeah.
So,
Most deaths again. This is the third time we've done this, but what the fuck? Would like to mention again of the passings of the Funker,
yes.
Mr. Terry Funk, and as of yesterday, one Wyndham Lawrence Rotunda,
Yeah, wow.
also known as Bray Wyatt, who passed away sometime yesterday of a fatal heart attack.
Yeah.
Terry Funk was 79. Bray Wyatt was 2 years older than me at 36. And, you know,
Yeah.
talked about, you know, the careers of both Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. And, you know, I said this for when we did our Facebook chat. You know, Terry is reunited with his dad and his brother. Bray is reunited with his, I'm going to go out there and say grandfather, Blackjack Mulligan, and his longtime best friend,
John Huber,
John Huber, aka Luke Harper,
aka Brody Lee.
Brody Lee.
Speaking of all that,
Yeah. So,
very, like, we all knew that Terry Funk's time was going to come to an end. But when you see something that young pass away,
yeah.
it's just a punch in the temple. I don't know any other way to explain.
Yeah.
So,
Punch in the temple, punch in the gut,
yeah,
however you want to describe it.
but rest in peace, Terry Funk, Wyndham Rotunda. We love you, and we appreciate what you've done to entertain us.
Thank you
Yes.
for the careers you left us, the memories, the legacies. May you both rest easy. That's true of you.
It's love, yeah.
Ooh.
Anyhow, All In is gonna be a fucking good show.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the outcome of these matches.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be one of those things too where I haven't really seen anything from Wembley in a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, wrestling wise,
Right.
but it's a huge ass arena, and we've talked about it a dozen times. So, anyways, for me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle. And follow the buzzards. Deuces.
See ya.